How about the testing today? What was one of the harder ones you did, and then finally take us through the Wingate?
I actually was just lower body today. I mean
Okay.
upper body, sorry. But so yeah, I thought I did pretty good on the bench press, so that was fun.
Put up 116 points in Spokane this year. I mean, just tell me about your year, just the opportunity you've got pretty much since you arrived in Spokane.
Yeah, they've given me all I could really ask for in that sense. I think I grew my game a lot this year. Kind of maybe with that goal scoring aspect of my game, which helped out that point total a lot. So that's just kind of me growing my game.
Did your year kind of get kick-started maybe by the job you guys did at the Hoyka Gretzky last summer?
Yeah, for sure. I just think that sense of confidence going into the season with that, and kind of going back to the goal scoring thing. That was the first time I ever scored more goals than I assisted. So yeah, that definitely gave me lots of confidence.
What do you mean to wear a letter this year?
Yeah, I see myself as a leader, and obviously going back to the Hoyka, I was named the captain of that team, and probably more of a leader by example, I would say. But when my coaches see me as someone like that, it means a lot.
How many interviews you had this week?
22.
And what was the maybe the most popular question asked of you, Berkly?
Just kind of your, I guess most of you just ask what your family kind of origin and what brought you into hockey, and being from Saskatchewan, that was a pretty easy answer. But yeah, that was one that was common.
Are you friends with Aginla?
Yeah,
Tej?
yeah. Me and Tej are good buddies. Yeah.
And I know you guys got into a little scrum there earlier. What was that all about? Did you guys kind of was that set up? Did you guys say let's go? Or?
That wasn't set up at all. Just two competitors, really. I feel like our skill battles on the ice all the time. So maybe we just decided to let the hands loose a little bit and go at it. But no, that was fun. We're still great buddies.
What can you say about him as a player?
Tej, he's awesome. Like, from last year to this year, his growth in his game is pretty phenomenal, honestly. I give him lots of credit. He had an awesome year, and he's going to keep improving.
You had Carter Yakubchuk on your team at the U18s last year.
Yeah.
Probably more fun to have him on your team than against.
Yeah, no, he's one of the silkiest guys I've seen, and he almost plays maybe like a smaller guy, but he is a big guy too. So he's a threat, kind of, especially in the offensive zone.
What's the most fun question that you got to answer?
I think I've heard rumors about the animal question from Montreal, but that one was kind of fun to truly answer.
What did you say?
I said a dolphin, actually. A smart animal that is kind of slippery, which I think resonates to me on the ice.
People talk about your edge work. Like, how did you develop it?
Yeah, I think that's honestly from my backyard rink when I'm a little kid. Like,
Really?
yeah, my dad built me it when I was 3 years old, so I've kind of just lived back there, and I think that's where I've mastered those little skills, and obviously I think it's translated well in these past years.
Examining your year further, you were talking about a little bit, but what made you make such a huge leap, I guess?
I think, to be honest with you, I lived in my backyard shooting pucks, and I knew as a 16-year-old I thought I had a decent season, but I wasn't scoring as much as I would like, and I think that was, due to maybe my shot being where it should be, so I knew I had to work on that in the summer, and ultimately I did, and it paid off.
Any dinners with teams?
Yeah.
Can you say?
Yeah, Utah I went out for dinner with, so that was good.
And did you talk with the Shark interview with the Sharks?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a good one. Really nice guys in there.
You mentioned like Carter has maybe some small man qualities in the big man's body. Do you have any big man qualities in the body?
Yeah, for sure. I think going into puck battles and stuff, like honestly, I believe majority of the time I come out with it, stick battles and stuff. I believe I do a good job of using my body, even protecting the puck in a sense. I guess that kind of goes back to being good on my edges, I think. But I'm strong in that sense.
Were there a lot of teams that sort of questioned you in that regard?
Yeah, for sure. Kind of as they should. That's their job, right? So, I think just with my brains, I truly don't think it's going to be a problem by any means. But they did ask about it.
What was your shooting regimen back there?
I actually, I was saying this before, but I actually built a goalie back there, like out of wood and stuff. So I just, it was kind of a cage covering a net with a made up goalie, and I would just, practice all sorts of, spots that I got to in games. So.
How old were you when you built that goalie?
That would have been last year. So that was kind of, when I wanted to improve my shot a bit. So.
You good like with wood, or you?
Yeah, I was bored one day, so I figured it out. It's probably not made very well, but it's held together. So.
You actually built it yourself?
Yeah, it's funny actually. Kind of street hockey equipment and stuff, so it's getting wrecked pretty quick. But yeah, it does the job, I think.
Did you paint it?
No, it has goalie equipment on and everything. Like, yeah, it's pretty funny actually. It looks pretty real actually.
Did you get into the hundreds every day shooting pucks?
Oh yeah, like it's not like I don't know. To me, I'm not really counting. I just genuinely enjoy being back there and working on my craft.
Keith Lindstrom's a guy you would have seen the dub. What makes him line up against?
I think his size obviously, but how he uses his size and he he's a contributor all over the ice really, and it's almost elusive how fast and how well he moves and stuff as a bigger guy. So even with him this year, how much he got better like Tej, and myself I guess, but he's super exciting and yeah, he's got a really really bright future.
Did you speak with Buffalo?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What's the speaking with them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at their kind of track record with Benson and Savoy, similar to myself, I think, in lots of ways. So, talk with them about that, and just being here, obviously, chat a little bit about the facilities and the people I met, kind of with the Sabres and stuff. And yeah, we had a really good chat actually.
What was the preparation for the interviews? How much did you go in ready, or did you wing it?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of winging it. I think you got to be confident going into these. Obviously, some of the questions I think I was prepared for that maybe guys in the past have gone through and got asked. So yeah.
So you did some research.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Are there any guys in particular you spoke to get ready for it?
Yeah, there was a guy kind of with my agency actually that helps out with that stuff. And obviously back home, Kevin Korchinski, Height, Jagger, all these guys who have gone through this process, and maybe I'll text them, I'm going to see these guys right now, and they would hey, they asked this one last year, be ready for that kind of thing. So, yeah, I think that's just kind of being prepared.
So you were ready with the Dolphin answer?
Yeah, oh yeah, that one. I remember, I think Rutger McGroarty said that somewhere, and I was like, I thought of something. They do it every year. Yeah, I've had that ready for like 2 years now.
Who's giving you the best advice then?
Here?
Just in general for...
Oh yeah, okay. I think, honestly, Kevin Korchinski, obviously 7th overall pick 2 years ago, and probably one of my best friends. So he kind of has gone through this before, and just let me know kind of the ins and outs of this process.
How close do you think you are to being ready to the NHL?
Yeah, I think my brain is ready already. Maybe a little bit of weight in the lower body or whatnot, and maybe tuning up a couple things. But honestly, like, with my brain and my offensive abilities, I believe we'll never.
Going back to the preparation for yours, I know some agencies have camps for draft year players.
Yeah.
Does your agency have something like that?
Yeah. I'm with CAA, and they always, past 2 years I've gone to a camp there in LA actually, and Steve Shenbaum's his name. He comes out and gives a little, talk to all of us just about how to be confident, and I think that's, kind of the biggest message from that. But yeah, I have done a little bit of, media training and stuff.
Did you watch a lot of the playoffs?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. When you look at the way games are played and games are won, what part of your game do you think fits the most with the playoffs?
My brain, and I look at a guy like Sam Bennett who's having so much success right now, and like he does a very good job of being patient, and then when his chance comes to bury, he scores, and I think I have that quality as well. But ultimately, he's a smart player, puts himself in the right spots, and throughout a long playoff series, that adds up.
Do you have his nastiness?
I definitely think I do. Fighting Tej and stuff. I don't mind that stuff at all. But I'm never gonna really back down from anything.
Didn't you end up with a black eye though after that?
Oh yeah. The video from the crowd people show or whatever, they give me a little bit of justice. I think looks like I won that, but at the end he got me pretty good. And we played the next day actually, and I couldn't even see out of my right eye. So.
What's the best on ice trash talk you've overheard, or maybe even apart?
Honestly, I try and distance myself from that as much as possible. I'll stutter or something, and then I'll get chirped for that. So I just kind of like stay away from that. Let my playing do the talking in the simplest term.
Did any teams take you out to dinner this week?
Yeah, Utah.
Has there been a player that you kind of modeled yourself after?
Yeah, I think a guy like Jack Hughes, so skilled, which I think I am as well, but more than that, I think it's even his brain that allows him to, make plays and see the ice very well. So I think, we have lots of similarities there.
Who's the most talented player in the draft that you've played against? Not necessarily the best one, but the most talented.
I think, the obvious answer is Macklin, but a guy like Yak and Chuck, like, playing with him and stuff, he's so silky. So, yeah, I'll say him.
Okay, thank you.
If you could steal one trait from an active NHLer, what would it be?
I would say, maybe McKinnon's crossovers. So powerful, and yeah, it's crazy. I went and actually watched the game there, and it was insane.
It's kind of violent, right?
Oh yeah, it looks like he's like gonna wreck the ice because he's so much force and stuff. But no, he's unbelievable.
Did you find it was different live? Like you could really see the
you could
force?
Yeah, and you can see it, the build up almost, I guess, and you can sometimes on TV it's hard to tell going from slow to fast how quick he does it, but live it's pretty easy to see.
Puts defensemen on their heels.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know your skating stride well. Are you working towards that? Or are you more smooth?
Yeah, I'm a smooth skater. I also think I do have that powerful kind of part to me, but there's that video of Pietrangelo and when he's coming back on him, and I think you can just see that in the game watching it live.
I know Montreal is renowned for the animal question, but they also do some hypothetical questions.
Yeah.
Did you get some of that with them?
Honestly, not too much. I think the psychiatrist there definitely had some, wanted to challenge you and see how you reacted and see probably your intelligence a little bit in a way. So maybe more of those, but not really too much hypothetical.
Okay. How would he challenge you?
Just with an answer, why? Like, it's easy to give the answer. Sometimes it's not as easy to give the explanation for it. So, lots of that and stuff. And really what you're saying, does it have meaning kind of thing? And how do we know you're being truthful kind of thing? So, I enjoyed their interview a lot.
Okay. Was he the one leading the interview, or it was more?
Yeah, I think the psychiatrist, he kind of ran, the whole thing, and definitely had his questions.
Did you play board games with the Avalanche?
I actually didn't have the Avalanche.
Oh.
What was that experience of playing against Benson and Savoy like for you?
I only played against Benson once last year, but Savoy a lot this year, and Benson just talk about winning puck battles. That guy wins every puck battle. I think the one thing that sticks out to me is his motor, how much he really wins those battles and stuff. And Savoy his speed is so elite and can stop on a dime kind of thing. Together it was even scarier. So they're two special players.
You mentioned trying to add strength and size to the lower body and stuff. I'm curious, when you're playing so many games and you're playing so much hockey, you're on the ice all the time, what's your kind of approach to building muscle, building weight? It's
definitely not easy. And I think lots of that's the eating kind of part of it. Being caught up in that department of things, but in a 3-on-3 on a weekend, it's not easy to get in the gym really. So that's about maintenance of your body and obviously eating and hydrating well.
What type of, in terms of eating, how many calories you put in yourself a day?
I just eat until you feel like almost sick, I guess. That's kind of the goal. But that's what I've been doing recently, and I've been put on a little bit of weight and even growing a bit, so it's been good.
Have you had a favorite event that you've done in your hockey career so far, or a favorite memory?
Honestly, the brick tournament when I was a little kid, half, all these guys here I played against there. It's so weird. The best kids then are still at the top now, which is so cool to see. And that was a really fun experience.
What's your first hockey memory in general? You could be watching a game, playing.
No, it was definitely on my backyard rink.
Yeah.
Just, my dad passing pucks in my feet, tipping pucks kind of thing, just the little things of hockey. And that's where I just absolutely fell in love with it.
Can you see that picture? Is it vivid or is it foggy? Yeah.
No, I can see it 100%.
Did you make any effort to buy a shooter tutor instead of going into the garage and they exist, right?
Yeah.
It's
I think with the shooter tutors there's only corners and stuff, but I feel like so many goals are scored over the pad and stuff. So I was
custom made it.
To what I see as a goalie when I come down. So
where are the holes on your goal?
I just try and it's just like a normal goalie, and I try and shoot right over pads and knees, elbows, neck, That's where I aim lots of the time.
Are you a crafty guy? Do you like building things? Or?
Not really, honestly.
No? This is a one-off craft.
Yeah.
This might be the next generation of shooter too.
Yeah, I might have to patent it or whatever.
Yeah,
Just start my own thing.
The customized stuff shooter.
Sounds very.
Well, you become extra familiar with the goalie if
Yeah.
you've built every part of it, right? You know
Yeah.
where the holes are.
No, exactly.